Next is the bylaws. Okay, what is a bylaw? Okay, bylaws relatively permanent and continuing rule of action adopted by the corporation for its own government and that of the individuals composing it and those having the direction, management, and control of its affairs, in whole or in part, in the management and control of its affairs and activities. What are the requisites of a valid bylaws? Okay. Ang bylaws po ay yung rules and regulations na kailangang sundin sa isang korporasyon. Okay? Number one rule is that it must be consistent with the corporation code and other pertinent laws and regulations. Number two, it must be consistent with the articles of incorporation. So, in case nagkaroon ng conflict po yung articles of incorporation at bylaws, ang masusunod dyan ay yung articles of incorporation. Number three, it must be reasonable. Number four, it must not disturb vested rights and impair contract. Okay? Ano ang mga different powers of a corporation? The first one is the express powers. Okay? Those express powers are those expressly authorized by the corporation code and other laws and its articles of incorporation. We also have the so-called implied powers or those that can be inferred from or necessary for the exercise of the express powers. You also have your incidental powers or those that are incidental to the existence of the corporation. Okay? Ano yung mga different express powers? Okay? The different express powers under the corporation are the following. With regards to general powers, okay, sue and be sued, succession, adopt and use corporate seal, amend the articles of incorporation, adopt, amend, and repeal bylaws. Okay, it can issue stocks to subscriber and to sell treasury stocks. Okay, in case of stock corporation. As a non-stock naman, it can admit its members. Okay, it can likewise enter into a merger or consolidation, purchase, receive, take or grant, hold, convey, sell, lease, pledge, mortgage, and otherwise deal with real and personal property. It can make reasonable donations for public welfare, hospital, charitable, ganyan. Except for mga politiko, except for partisan political activity. It can likewise establish pension, retirement, and other plans for the benefit of director, trustees, and other employees or officers. How about specific powers? Express specific powers. What are these? Okay. The power to extend or shorten corporate term, increase or decrease corporate stock, incur or create bonded indebtedness, deny its preemptive right, sell, dispose, lease, or encumber all or substantially all of its assets, purchase or acquire own shares, invest in another corporation, okay, other than the primary purpose. It can likewise declare dividends, enter into a management contract, and amend its article of incorporation. Okay? We have the so-called ultra vires acts. Nag-discuss ko na to kanina, but I will repeat it. Okay? Ultra vires acts of the corporation. And ano nga ba ito? Okay? An ultra vires act is one committed outside the object for which a corporation is created. So, isang hindi kasali sa express, implied, or incidental powers. Okay? They are beyond the power conferred upon it by the law. Okay? Anong pinagkaiba ng isang ultra vires act sa isang illegal act? Okay? The term ultra vires act is distinguished from illegal act. For the former, okay, ang isang ultra vires act is merely voidable, meaning pwede po itong i-allow later on ng board of directors or the stockholders. Pero ang isang illegal act, it is void by its nature and cannot be validated. Okay? So, sino po ang pwedeng mag-exercise ng power ng korporasyon? Okay? Who may exercise the powers of the corporation? The board of directors exercises the powers of the corporation. Generally, okay, as a general rule, lahat ng powers ng korporasyon, board of directors or board of trustees lang ang pwedeng mag-exercise. Okay? Pero, may mga powers na kailangan, okay, na kailangan ng concurrence ng stockholders or members. Ano tong mga to? Okay? There are also powers that cannot be exercised by or cannot be delegated to the so-called executive committee. Okay? But before that, let me discuss you this one. Okay? Always remember the executive committee. Ano to? Okay? When not exercised by the board, the powers are not exercised by the board directly if there is a management contract. Number 2, the powers of the board are delegated by majority to an executive committee. Ano yung mga powers that cannot be exercised or cannot be delegated to the executive committee? Okay? There are 5. Those that needs the approval of action requiring the concurrence of stockholders, yung mga pag-fill ng vacancies sa board, yung pag-adopt, amend, and repeal ng bylaws, or ng mga board resolutions, okay? And those that are for distribution of cash dividends. Ano nga ba ito ang executive committee? Ang executive committee po natin is composed of at least 3 members of the board and must be created under the bylaws. The board may not by itself create the executive committee under the corporation code. However, the board as the governing body may create executive committee that may help in the managing the affairs of the corporation, but not that what was mentioned. Okay? So, ano yung mga actions or instances na kailangan po ang concurrence ng stockholders? Okay? Now, di ba, the general rule is board of directors lang. Pero kailangan po na dapat meron approval ang stockholders. Okay? These are the following. Marami po. Okay? Number 1, approval of the majority of the board and concurrence of the stockholders representing 2/3 of the outstanding capital stock is necessary in the exercise of the following. Number 1, power to extend or shorten corporate term, increase or decrease corporate stock, incur or create bonded indebtedness, to deny the preemptive right, to sell, dispose, lease, encumber all or substantially all of its assets, to invest in another corporation other than the primary purpose, to declare stock dividends, and to enter into management contract. Okay? It will also be requiring when it will amend the articles of incorporation. So, paano naman? Okay, yung approval of the stockholders representing majority of the outstanding capital stock. Okay? plus board of directors. Okay, when they will enter into a management contract, if any of the two instances stated, okay, are absent. Number two, when to amend, adopt or repeal bylaws. It will not need the board resolution. Okay, the stockholders may, by 2/3 of outstanding capital, delegate to the board the power to amend the bylaws, and majority of outstanding capital when it will revoke the power of the board to amend the bylaws which was previously delegated. Sino ang pwedeng mag-declare ng dividends? Okay? The board of directors alone can declare dividends. And the dividend can be cash or property dividends. Paano naman ang stock dividends, ma'am? Sino ang pwedeng mag-declare? Okay? The board of directors plus the approval of stockholders representing the not less than 2/3 of the capital stock can declare stock dividends, even property dividends. Okay? So what are the conditions that must be present para mag-declare ng dividends? Ano yung mga condition para pwedeng mag-declare ng dividends? There are two. Dapat walang URE. Ano yung URE? Unrestricted retained earnings. Ibig sabihin, walang URE para mag-declare ng dividends. Number two, dapat merong resolution of the boards, okay? Or if stock dividends, the board with the concurrence of 2/3 of the outstanding capital. Okay? Pwede bang mag-declare? Can the board be compelled to declare dividends every year? Pwede mo bang pilitin ang board na mag-declare ng dividendo kada taon? The answer is no. Because, sabi ko nga sa inyo, there are two conditions that must be present para makapag-declare ng dividends. At ang dividendo po ay discretionary sa board. And dividends are payable only when there are profits earned by the corporation. Okay? Kung nalugi, syempre hindi ito magde-declare ng dividendo. And as a general rule, even if there's existing profits, kahit na merong kita, the board of directors has the discretion to determine whether or not dividends are declared. Okay? Next. Next is the sale of all or substantially all of the properties. Okay? The three are the requisites in order for a corporation could sell its property substantially or sale of all or substantially all. Number one is the approval of the majority of directors or trustees. Number two, authorization or assent of the stockholders representing 2/3 of the outstanding capital stock or 2/3 of the members in case of non-stock. It must likewise comply with the formalities of the bulk sales law. So, what is the effect on creditors pag ibinenta ng korporasyon ng mga kanyang corporate assets? Okay? The transferee or the buyer of all or substantially all of the assets will not be liable for the debts of the transferor. Yung mga buyer po ng corporate assets will not be liable sa mga utang ng korporasyon. Okay? As an exemption, there are four. If there is an express assumption of liability, when there is consolidation or merger, when the purchase was in fraud of creditors. And lastly, if the purchaser becomes a continuation of the seller. Okay? So, ang ibig sabihin lang nito, the general rule is that pag binili ko yung assets ng korporasyon, hindi po ako magbabayad ng utang ng korporasyon. Hindi ko liability yun. Pero, kung yung pagbenta ng korporasyon, ng gamit ng korporasyon ay there is an express assumption of liability, then I will be liable. Pag nagkaroon ng consolidation or merger, or pag binenta yung corporate asset para lokohin yung mga kreditor, mga pinagkakautangan ng korporasyon, okay, I will be liable. Next.